Śākyamuni.
Greetings everyone. Today I want to share a story of can a life filled with sin and suffering still attain liberation? Vasuval stood by the wayside like a blossom awakened beneath the moon radiant, still and touched with a quiet sorrow no eye could name. Men who passed were struck with wonder, calling her Lotus Maiden, for beauty such as hers seemed woven from dream and starlight. Yet among the many who gazed upon her, only Venerable Ma Magalna beheld the shadow behind her brightness. He paused, and with a voice gentle as falling dusk, he spoke, "Fair indeed are your features, and fine the garments you wear. But your heart is laden with grief, and your spirit walks a path that leads only deeper into night." At his words, Vasavali's breath faltered, though she cloaked her trembling in calm. "Perhaps you speak truth," she murmured, "yet no other road remains for me." Then Magalna, steadfast in compassion, replied, "Why bind yourself to despair? The past is not a chain that cannot be broken. Even garments soiled with dust may be washed clean, and a mind worn by sorrow may be cooled by the waters of the Dhamma. The Blessed One has taught that within every being lies the seed of awakening and the promise of peace." Hearing this, Vasavali's strength gave way, and tears, long held in silence, fell freely. "My life is steeped in sin and misfortune," she whispered. "Even the Buddha, I fear, could not redeem one such as I." "Do not fear," said the Venerable One. "Speak, and let the burden of your heart be known." So, she told her tale, her voice like a thread unraveling. "I was born to wealth and wed while still a maiden. When my husband's father died, my mother-in-law fell into forbidden union with her own son. Though I had borne a daughter, I could no longer dwell in such a house of sorrow. I left the child behind and fled. Years passed. I wed again, this time a merchant. But suspicion grew within me and I followed him in secret. The woman he kept was none other than the daughter I had abandoned." Her voice broke, as though the wound had opened anew. "In that hour, my heart was shattered. Faith in humankind withered within me. I could trust no one, nor offer love again. Thus, I fell into a life of shame, seeking forgetfulness in gold and fleeting pleasure." She lowered her gaze. "When first I saw you, I even thought to tempt you to prove that all men are false." When her tale was done, she covered her face and wept. Magalna let her sorrow flow, for tears too may cleanse the heart. Then he spoke to her of the Dhamma of clarity, of release, of the path that leads beyond suffering, and guided her to the Blessed One. The Buddha received her with boundless compassion. He asked if she would train under Ma Pajpat Gautam, the great mother of the nuns. With a heart newly awakened, Vasaval assented. Thus, she entered the holy life, and through 4 years of steadfast practice, she rose from the ruins of her former days, becoming a beacon of rare diligence and serene attainment. This story reminds us, no matter how heavy or stained our past may be, no matter how dark and muddy the road of life has become, the Dharma can cleanse our hearts so long as we are willing to let go, turn back, and begin to practice. When the mind is purified, our past misdeeds cease to bind us. They become conditions for awakening instead. Even the gravest karmic burdens can, through a single shift of heart and sincere cultivation, transform into a gateway to liberation.